everybody. We're trying something new. Sorry if that was low. We're still figuring everything out. My mic looks to be really low too, so...
Let us know in the chat what's going on and see if it will work this way.
Hello, hello. Oh, sorry, Mavis is on my lap and very active. Testing, 1, 2.
Audio is low.
Okay,
too.
better.
Better?
I can bring it. As long as we're not hitting this yellow mark, it'll be good.
Cool.
Alright, so hopefully we don't blast out anyone's ears. Hello, Billy. Hello, Cal. Hello, Shadow. I assume Pink's around, or at least you will see her soon, so hello to her too. Joe and Ashley. Eric Assenmacher, who picked the theme for tonight's episode. Spanish Dude, he was in here earlier. Hello. So I'm going to drop some links. I don't know why it doesn't let me sign in there, but let me do that real quick. Hope everyone's having a great night. For let me know in the chat if this is your first time coming into our podcast. I'm curious to see. Oh, hey Sam. Hey Mormo. Did I see a Delisha? There is a Delisha. Hello. All right, so we're gonna drop some alerts. I've been playing with some new things. I hope you like them. But this is for all the patrons in the room. Thank you so much. Those would be Shadow, Billy, Eric Assenmacher, Joe and Ashley. Yeah. I think I got everybody. We'll also give a shout out to Cal in the chat. Make sure you follow his content if you haven't already. He's always in here. Geek to My Nerd, one of our patron producers. Make sure you follow them as well. Mormo is a patron.
Yeah, well...
Patron producer now.
That's just like your opinion, man. Your opinion, man.
And I don't have everyone's prompt set up, but I'm working on it. And I think that's everybody, but welcome.
Why don't you tell them what we're talking about tonight?
Tonight we're talking about TV to movie adaptations. From the big screen... I'm sorry, I messed that up already. From the small screen to the big screen.
This was chosen by Eric Assenmacher as well, because he placed in the costume contest for a Halloween episode. So as his prize, he chose picking the subject matter, and this is what he went with. Yeah, Billy's talking about the date for the wedding goal. Tom just put a really far out date because we don't have a date yet.
Because we need
yeah, this goal here is for the venue for the wedding, at which point we would be able to set a date. So any further goals that we made for the wedding, we would have the real date. So this is just one of the big ones. So, but yeah, that's not the real date. Did we do big to small?
I don't know if we did. If not, we could always do a sequel. We always have new audience members who can share their things. But so how it works is, if this is your first time, there's 4 questions in the description. We had 2 good submissions. I think that was TJ and Eric Assenmacher. I had to reword it a little so it'd be less specific, because I think Eric wrote his question so he could just say his answer that I know he wants to say. Nothing wrong with that. So we're going to be discussing those 4 questions in the description. And all we do to have callers call in is use Google Hangouts. So if you have a Google account, a smartphone, or a computer with a mic and a webcam, you can call in as well. But I feel like...
Who did we have up first?
Billy was the first in the chat. He's a patron producer. But Eric did pick this episode.
Okay.
And I feel like as his prize, it should also include first dibs.
Okay.
So, Eric, if you're ready, let me know in the chat. And then after that, we'll have Billy. And then I think Joe and Ashley, they're the second patron producers to pop in. And then Mormo, if you're calling in, let me know. And then the list would go to $5 patrons and then everyone else.
We're just waiting for confirmation if Eric is around. Yep, here we
He's
go.
ready. All right, so I got to pull up Hangouts real quick. Don't mind that. All right, I'm throwing a link in the chat for you. Oh, get out of here. Get out of here.
So professional.
Well, there's no widget in OBS to have callers, so I had to get around it. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no. It's too many windows.
We're frozen.
Oh, that's not good.
Okay.
That was weird.
I was so unprepared for this. Like, on this side, that I forgot to turn on my lights again.
It's all right.
So let me just, one, two. There we go.
I just need to adjust
Is it
the
freezing
capture.
again? No, okay.
We're not getting your eyes. There we go. There's your beautiful eyes.
There. There's my gray eyes. There's my gray eyes.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. As some people may know, it's been a bit of a hectic week for me.
Oh yeah, you just became an uncle, right?
Yep.
Echo.
Yeah, it's like that,
Yeah,
and also I took on the editing responsibilities of Down Pilot, which immediately went on the back burner because I became an uncle. Like immediately afterwards.
Well, congrats. That's exciting. Sorry, we're getting an echo in the chat, so let us know if it's better. We're still figuring this out, and thank you guys for sticking around.
Alright.
So, definitely echo, major echo.
Still?
That's weird, because I got headphones in.
No, it's on our.
This one down.
Yeah. Well, I don't hear the echo.
Oh.
It's like that, which
Hold
usually
on.
means it should be.
Wait.
Mine.
I think I know what it is. It's only on Eric's side, so it has to be when he talks on our end. Did
you have another window with...
Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. And I think they're saying it's gone now.
It's gone
Better now. Now it's stopped. I think it's gone. Maybe there's just a big delay.
Yeah, I think Cal called it. I was capturing his audio.
Yeah, alright. There we go.
Is it too low now that you adjusted it again, though?
I don't know. I'm only one man.
Yeah, there's a delay, so...
Yeah, it's it's the first time you're using this setup for this show, so it's gonna take some adjustments.
Yeah, for sure. Well, did you have the questions? Maybe get him started on one of those? And why'd you pick this subject?
This is a subject that has always been very near and dear to my heart, because I just love the idea of these long-running TV shows getting these, like, big movies on both on the big screen and also the ones made for TV. Just having them be this huge extra production for something that's usually like 11 minutes. It's always a joy to watch them, because these characters that you get to know through that way, and you get to watch them go on these gigantic adventures usually. So, I was always in a toss-up on specifically the ones that are on TV, on whether they would be on TV fights or movie fights, and I never got a straight answer from them. So.
Nice. Well, I'm glad at least we can talk about it here. What's the first question we got tonight?
The first question, I think, is what's your favorite?
Yeah, and this is a very difficult question, because there's so much. Just from my childhood, there's so much. Like, just on the Disney side, you get a whole bunch of different classics. Like, you get both Kim Possible movies. You get the Even Stevens movie. You get Doug's first movie, which nobody talks about.
I saw that and I was like, Doug had a movie? Like, I can...
Yeah, it was bad. And then like Cartoon Network, you get the Billy and Mandy movies. You get the Powerpuff Girls movie, which is. But then you get to Nickelodeon. Nickelodeon is the one that really set the standard here, with their first big theatrical television movie, with the Rugrats movie. And I've talked to death about the Rugrats movie, so I'm actually gonna go and talk about some Rugrats in Paris real quick, because it is absolutely the perfect sequel to the first one, because it continues the themes of gaining new family this time, as opposed to getting a new child. It's gaining a stepmother and stepsister. It's this huge, gigantic story arc that pays off something that was introduced in the show. The fact that Chucky is very sad that he does not have a mother, and that's a big character point for him. That's then after this point in the movie is now resolved because he now has a mother. And it's one of those things that I really enjoy about specifically the first two Rugrats movies, is that they're these big status quo changing events in their lives. So of course there's a movie made out of it.
Yeah, I completely agree with what you're saying. It's a lot easier to remember the Nickelodeon ones, and I think even like their marketing was like iconic. Like, there's a Childish Gambino. No, I think that there's a Chance the Rapper song where he's talking. Whoa! New subscriber.
Baha.
Oh wow!
Thank
there
you,
is
Baha.
I don't see that on my end, so I'll take your word for it.
They're iconic, like the orange cassette tapes. You know, well, not cassette, but the video.
The VHS, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I have to update this real quick. But all right. Well, was that your answer, or were you just showing love?
It's like the second I actually started elaborating, that was absolutely my answer. Rugrats Paris.
Okay, great. Just wanted to make sure.
And what was your answer for that question?
My answer for that question, what's my favorite? Okay, well, I have to show love for Mystery Science Theater 3000 movie. It is not my favorite, though. And my favorite would probably be, I just had it and I lost it. Wow. Wow. Kimber, what's yours?
I have two, for different reasons. The Jason Segel Muppets movie is really near and dear to my heart, because Jason Segel is a massive Muppets and Henson Puppets fan, and he wrote that story, and it's just with a lot of love and a lot of heart, and it definitely made me a little emotional. I thought it was like a really sweet story that they did, and that it really brought the Muppets back into the forefront of popular culture. So that one's a big deal for me. And then there's the Josie and the Pussycats live action movie that came out when I was a teen. That movie's a hidden gem. I don't think people realize how great it is, and everyone should either watch that movie for the first time or rewatch that movie, because it's got some really hilarious jokes, and I always thought it was underappreciated, and it's a great movie.
Would you believe me if I told you I still don't remember what my choice? I said it to you earlier, which makes me so mad.
That's why I wrote mine down.
I was doing all this stuff. I might hold my answer for the next caller, because I genuinely cannot remember. But let's get to question number 2, and that is, what character from an adaptation would have been better in the series? So, like, if there was a character in the movie that you were like, oh man, he would have been great if he was actually in season 1 through whatever. You know what I mean?
I'm actually gonna go with a series that Kimber is very familiar with, and I did allude to it earlier, and I'm gonna go with Billy and Mandy, Wrath of the Spider Queen, and I'm gonna go with the Spider Queen, because it's like, this end of the series movie, we found out that Grimm has this huge friend that he destroyed, who's path in life he destroyed back in high school unintentionally, and it's like, he's never talked about it the entire series, and we keep getting all these other characters from his past showing up. We never get her up until this movie, and I feel like, I don't know, it's like, I have my issues with Wrath of the Spider Queen, but a lot of it just comes from the fact that she just sort of comes out of nowhere.
Yeah. And I do love Billy and Mandy, particularly Mandy. The second tattoo I ever got was of Mandy, so that's a great choice.
A real quick hello to Candace in the chat. And hello to Ballin and Baja if we didn't say it, eloquently before. I can't even say words right now. And I host a talk show.
Did you have a choice for the second question?
Would you believe? No. Okay, so mine's kind of a stretch, but I really think that the Fox 90s cartoons, the like Spider-Man and X-Men, impacted the audience who would want an X-Men movie and a Spider-Man movie later in the 90s and early 2000s. So I would love if it was actually Patrick Stewart voicing Xavier in X-Men the Animated Series.
Yeah, no, that makes sense, yeah. I can see that, and like as they've said multiple times, Patrick Stewart was their dream casting for Professor X, so, I mean, that was before he was, regularly voicing in cartoons like in American Dad.
Yeah. And shameless plug here, if you haven't seen our interview with the writers of X-Men the Animated Series, Eric and Julia Leewald, we'll ask and I'll give you a link.
And also a plug, if you haven't seen our down pilot of their failed pilot of Pride of the X-Men, which also has a clip from that episode, go watch that as well.
Yeah, you'll find a faster clip that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, so my choice for this one is, for the Twin Peaks fans out there, they put out a movie called Fire Walk With Me that, timeline-wise, it's kind of strange, but,
it's Twin Peaks.
It ended up really influencing the stuff that they did with the more recent, seasons of Twin Peaks as well, so it's definitely, if you're into that stuff, you should watch it, but David Bowie plays a character in it, Philip Jeffries, and I'm gonna pick him because I will put David Bowie in every show all the time forever. So that would have been my choice, just having David Bowie in the first couple of seasons of Twin Peaks.
Yeah, as played by David Bowie, because his character does resurface in season 3, but he's obviously not David Bowie because David Bowie had passed at that time.
We want actual David Bowie.
Yeah. Like, I wanted to see him, like, not messed up, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because as we first see him, he's already gone loopy from, I assume, the Black Lodge, but...
Yeah.
Alright. Question number 3. Which movie serves as the best finale for a series?
Which is essentially the question that I asked.
Yes.
As Tom alluded to, I have a movie in mind. And that's Ed, Edd n Eddy Big Picture Show. Because, my God, is that such a absolute 100% perfect finale? Because it's let's run through it. The main arc of that entire movie is the Eds going to finally go see Eddie's brother because they've pulled off a scam that has got everybody chasing after them worse than ever before. And the perfect thing is we never see what the scam is. And I'm actually, that's like years later, I'm actually glad that we don't know because it just allows us to think, what could they have possibly done to result in all this carnage? And of course, it's like most characters get an extensive story. Like even Johnny, who's like, even though he's like my favorite of the neighborhood kids, gets like the least amount of screen time, but still has a decent amount of story to him. That's even a callback to the city episode where it's just it's like he has to get on a bus because he's the only one stuck in the neighborhood, like at the midpoint of the movie. So he and Plank have to get on a bus, and that just triggers his fear of strangers, and like large crowds.
Yeah, but like, what happened to Plank?
By the end of the movie, Plank actually drives the bus, by the way, which is, yeah. So, it's like by the end of the movie, it's all revealed that Eddie's brother is this gigantic jerk, and is like the main reason why Eddie is the way he is, and then everybody's just like, oh, maybe we should be nicer to these guys, and then they are, but then Johnny shows up. and he didn't get this resolution at all, and he beats up the Eds, and everybody's just like, "Damn it, Johnny!" and then they beat him up, and they all like celebrate the Eds for the end of the movie, and it's this nice send off to these characters that I grew up with, and I honestly hope that cartoons these days get the send off that Ed and Eddie got.
Yeah, I have to say for a cartoon show and for being Ed and Eddie, like just letting kids know that hey, there might be a reason people behave a certain way is like a valuable lesson. So that's cool. I never thought it would end that way.
Yeah, and also like the big conflict between the Eds is just that clashing ideologies between between Eddie and Double D. The entirety of this long road trip that they're taking on foot because they don't have a car.
I'm pretty sure I saw a video or something where like of course they would have clashing ideologies because like don't they represent like the three frames of mind, like the id, the ego, and the superego?
Yeah.
But did you have an answer for this, Kimber?
I think we had the same answer for this.
Did we? What was it? Oh yeah, it's Firefly.
It's Serenity.
It's Serenity.
Yeah.
You got all the actors coming back. You definitely make it. I don't want to ruin it for anybody. If you haven't seen Serenity yet, it's the sequel to a series, one season called Firefly by Joss Whedon. It's a space western starring Nathan Fillion, a ton of other people.
Yeah. Marina Baccarin, Alan Tudyk. Like, there's a lot of people in that show, and it's an excellent show, and it was really short-lived, unfortunately, and, like, Serenity, like, at least you have something to grasp onto for the people who really, like, so much still to this day want a continuation of the story, you know?
And you get some answers, and you finally get to see River, like, live up to the hype.
And you finally get to have your dreams crushed like a leaf in the wind.
Yeah. Oh, TJ!
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Sing like a bird, he says.
Sing like a bird?
Tweet.
Take it away, Tom.
What am I singing?
I don't know. You like a bird.
You're gonna fly like an eagle.
You're not even gonna join me with some bird harmony?
I was waiting to see how long this would go. Alright.
Oh yeah, I think we did it. That was beautiful.
Yeah.
That was beautiful.
We made music there. We sung like a bird. We sung like two very distinctive birds.
Yeah. Two birds that... Yeah, let's get a hashtag TJ in the chat for that donation. Thank you so much for making me sing like a bird. I appreciate that.
And thanks, Tom, for making me also sing like
Look, I wasn't doing it alone, and Kimber ran away. And Billy, you do it through Streamlabs, which does it through PayPal.
Do you have a link for him or something?
It's...
Boom!
Look
there
at that.
It is.
Thank you, I am Friend Dog. I am Friend Dog.
We got one more question for him, right?
We do. Last question. What TV series today deserves a spot on the big screen?
And of course, this is something that I would absolutely have an opinion on. I mean, there's you know the big obvious one, Steven Universe, but that's already getting a movie, and hopefully there's a campaign right now to have that get a limited release like all the anime movies have been getting. So I'm actually gonna go with a show that ended just a couple years ago. It was on TV for about 12 seasons, I think. I want a big screen adventure of the Bones cast.
I don't.
You know, just.
I'm not familiar with that.
I don't know if I can hear you guys for a second.
What is it?
Bones.
the show Bones.
I thought you were saying like a podcast.
Bonecast.
Bonecast. The Bone.
No, Bones.
The Bones podcast for Bones.
No, yeah. I want to see a big screen murder solving adventure from Bones.
Okay, yeah, I never really watched Bones.
Because even though it took that last season to resolve a whole bunch of plot lines, there's still a couple of plot lines that might need some resolving. It's like, which happens over the course of so many years. Characters just sort of stopped showing up and then died off screen. So there's some there's some things that I would like to see from Bones. It was a show that I watched for many years, and yeah, I'd like to see how a procedural crime-solving drama can handle a movie.
For sure.
Interesting. Kimber, what's yours?
Mine is more like a what if they just went this way, because it was rumored that the final season of Game of Thrones might come out as 3 movies, and that could have been really interesting to full-blown just do the Lord of the Rings thing and do like an epic trilogy, and just like, obviously that show's got a massive budget and everyone that's on it is like a star now, but it could have been cool just to see them work with the format of a movie and the time frame of a movie for the story, and just, again, the big budget and a big screen and make it really epic. So it's not that I'm not pleased that they didn't go that way, because we're probably going to get more content over one season with, however, I think they're doing 7 episodes and they're all like almost movie length. But it could have been cool to see them do that. It would have been interesting for that to be the plan, to work up to doing a massive movie trilogy over years. Would have been nice, at least, like spread out.
Yeah, I feel like we're at least getting tiny movies, because it's not television, it's HBO. I don't even know if your selection counts.
Yeah, and Baja's like, oh good, let's wait longer for it to finish. Yeah, but then it's just going to be over.
Yeah,
and it's just
and
done.
that also gives George R.R. Martin a chance to catch up.
George is not going to catch up.
No, he's never going to catch up.
George isn't even trying anymore.
Shout out, Baja says there should be a Rick and Morty movie.
Tom's with it.
I'm interested. I want to see what they could do.
See, I'm torn between. I would like to see what they could do, but also I don't know if Rick and Morty is conducive to like 90 minutes of story.
Yeah, but I mean, Futurama did the same thing. They were kind of forced to, but I think they successfully were able to put 3 30-minute episodes together and make it feel like a movie.
Well, but at the same time, it's like just to step aside for a second. Futurama has a much wider array of regular characters, where for the majority of the time we're focusing on, the Rick and Smiths. And it's like we're not gonna have like a 10-minute storyline of the principal. We're not.
No, but maybe 15 minutes of Mr. Poopy Butthole.
That'd be true. It's actually the origin story of Mr. Poopy.
Well, I'll give my answer real quick. My answer is Gargoyles. Give me my Gargoyles movie. I've been asking for it for like 20 years. I want Gargoyles.
Yeah. This guy likes Gargoyles.
Yeah, Gargoyles on movie would be great. That's like what? That's like once they're done with production of season 3 of Young Justice, they can hop over to Disney, do a Gargoyles movie, then hop back and do season 4.
Yeah, I agree. I just want Gargoyles. Jack, we not only used your answer for Firefly Serenity, we agreed.
Yes.
We both did. But alright, well, if you don't know Eric, you can find him here as the co-host of the Down Pilot podcast, where me and him go over failed movie pilots that never quite make it. We usually lean towards comic book ones, but we try to get outside of that once in a while.
Yeah, like this upcoming episode is this failed Zombieland pilot.
Yes, which is ironic because I failed to get it up by Halloween because Premiere doesn't like me anymore. So...
Yeah. And then I failed to get it up soon afterwards because I had a niece.
Your excuse, well, I mean, I guess they're both small miracles.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway.
Anyway, what else you got to plug? I know you're working on some other stuff at some other places.
Yeah, like I'm obviously I'm over on the Game Fixers every now and then. I show up on Gamer Grudge every now and then. Obviously, I'm gonna be fact checking the championship fight for this season, so be sure to tune into that. And also, I don't think we've actually announced this at all, but in December, we're all going to be each one of us is choosing a different movie, and then we're gonna essentially release, instead of once a month, we're gonna do once a week of Is It Rotten?
Ooh.
So yeah, I don't think we've I believe we have decided on a lineup, but I don't think we've actually announced what that lineup is. We'll get a taste of what the lineup will be when the next episode drops later this month, which is D2 The Mighty Ducks.
They do so many illegal. You cannot use a lasso on an ice rink.
Oh, believe me, we talk about it.
These guys become Olympian fodder. I don't know. Anyway,
yeah.
Well,
it's a very strange movie.
with the best Sheen.
Yeah. Well, he's the only one that's not a Sheen though.
All right. Well, thank you, Bowman, for stopping by. Have a great night, and thank you, Eric, for coming through and selecting this wonderful topic.
Yeah, of course. I mean, like I said, I went with mostly direct TV adaptations, but there's still plenty of other ones to cover. So there's like none of us even touched any of the Star Trek movies. So.
That's true.
Yeah, there's a ton of fodder there. So.
All right. Well, have a great night, bud. And he's gone. You know what I heard about Eric? He's a pretty cool guy. All right. So up next, we're gonna get Billy in here.
I know that guy.
All right. This link is for Mr. Billy. Please click that. If you click that and you're not Billy, unfortunately, you will get booted out and you will not be able to call in. Because I control this realm.
Did you say bye to Ballin?
I did say goodbye to Ballin.
Bye, Ballin.
Because I am very observant with the chat. Did you know Jack's in the chat?
I did. I saw that.
Touche.
I just didn't want to interrupt our nice callers.
No, she helped me segue my goodbye to Eric. Because I was like, well, speaking of goodbye, if you were here...
I'm sorry.
You're not.
So,
What's going on?
you want to say something about Stanley?
So, everybody knows, Kat broke the news to me at work in Spanish's chat. I had no idea. But Stanley died at like 95.
Yeah.
And not the perfect person, but he did a lot for culture. And
He did a lot of amazing things, and he has a huge legacy.
Charity.
And I know a few people in our group got a chance to meet him as well. So if you want to tell any stories about that, or say that you met him and where in the chat, we'll read that out loud. But
or bring it up when you call in.
It's definitely sad, and it's gonna not be the same to go see a Marvel movie and have a Stan Lee cameo. And
I feel like the next OSP we're going to be having is an OSP and chill, where we pretty much just hang out and talk about news, because we're going to be talking about like that new Pokemon Pikachu, Detective Pikachu that came out today and stuff like that. We'll be talking about that next time. But I think the next themed OSP should probably be Stan Lee.
Yeah, we can definitely do that.
We can do a best cameo question. We can do... You have no idea. Like, I just started playing Spider-Man on the PS4, and within like the first 2 hours, I'm already happy with the game. It's beautiful. It's like full of heart. And they're eating pizza. And then...
Billy's having problems getting in. We can't really call you that way, buddy, because it will screen share.
Well, no, I can do something. Here we go. and I'll call you. Do-do-do-do-do-do.
Joe says he was accosted by one of his bodyguards at a comic convention. That's
Yeah,
not a fun story.
the people around him aren't great. He was actually in the middle of a lawsuit because the people who were like his caregivers were abusing him and neglecting. Well, neglect is a form of abuse. All right, cool. It pulled up. All right. I sent you an invite, Billy. Hopefully that works. Oh no. There we are. Oh no. But yeah.
We're just waiting for Billy to get in. And then we'll keep going with the calls. Here we go. Maybe you have to adjust him in the...
Hello.
Hey buddy.
How's it going?
It's good, how are you?
Pretty good. Pretty good. It's been kind of a rough day, but I am still coming to say hi to my OSPs.
Well, we appreciate it. Yeah, I know there's a lot of bad news going around today, and we appreciate you making it still. But you want to get into these questions?
Sure. What's your favorite ever TV to movie adaptation?
It's gonna be kind of a cheat answer, but any of the Muppet movies, just because like Muppet Treasure Island, Muppets Take Manhattan, the first Muppet movie. Kimber mentioned it earlier, the Jason Segel one. Really, it's just any of the Muppet movies I have a lot of fun with. I mean, some are better than others, obviously, but I still like a lot of them. Muppet Christmas Carol is also a great one.
Oh yeah, I mean, you don't gotta tell me you know how I feel about the Muppets. I'm totally with it.
Yeah. I don't know, there's just something really nice about, like, for me, particularly Kermit. Just how cool, and generally how he just wants to do good.
Yeah, he's so pure. He's like the sweetest character.
And then it's like, I absolutely hate Miss Piggy.
Same.
Just because she's pretty abusive towards Kermit, honestly.
I liked Denise, but I wanted to use Denise for the question where you take a character from the movie and put it into the thing, but she's from the TV show, so it doesn't count. But yeah, Denise was so much better for Kermit.
For sure.
All right, so now we're at that question I was just talking about. Question 2 is like, if you could take the character from the movie and then move it into the TV version, who would you use?
Well, I did think about, I'm still gonna go with it. I would pick Daphne from the Scooby-Doo movies, just because, she's not getting captured and just looking pretty. That was always my biggest problem with Daphne. I mean, granted, it's because she's played by Sarah Michelle Gellar, and essentially she's just Buffy, but that's what she is.
No, you're not wrong.
But it's still cool. It's so weird, but kind of awesome to see Daphne just like doing kung fu and stuff like that.
For sure. So you're just basically saying that they fixed the character, so it's a better version of it.
Yeah, that's just my personal opinion. If you guys like Daphne for different reasons, that's fine. I'm a big Scooby-Doo fan, and I have a very soft spot for those live-action movies, especially Matthew Lillard's Shaggy. I mean, that is perfect. I cannot see anything wrong with, like, the dude was Shaggy Rogers. But, yeah, Daphne from the live-action Scooby-Doo. Or Scrappy-Doo. Because...
Here comes Tom.
I hate that character so much in the show.
The show one's better than the glandular problem one.
We'll talk about this later.
All right, so question 3 was it was essentially what movie that came out for a TV show was the best finale.
And with that, I have to ask a question. Do you know what kind of sin you are? It's pride. And that's a quote from the assassin, who is one of my favorite characters in that movie, who is Chiwetel Ejiofor, who you guys might know as Baron Mordo. He's going to be Scar, 12 Years a Slave. Awesome actor. Just great movie overall. And
Yeah.
yes, I brought a prop.
I almost picked him for my number 2 question.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, there are many leaves in the wind, and yes, I know, too soon. It's always going to be too soon. But, yeah, that just, like, shocked me. And, you know, I'm going to have to agree with River just being the MVP of that movie.
Bala just subscribed. Thank you.
Thank you, Bala. Appreciate it. And hello, welcome. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
River's awesome.
We fully agree on everything about Serenity. It's really great, and it's yeah, like, I knew this was gonna be like the answer that would come up a lot for that question, but honestly, it's rightfully so because they did a really great job.
Not only that, but very few of the adaptations actually continue from where the series leaves off. They're usually reimaginings. Like, think about like Lost in Space. Not the new Netflix one, but the original. But yeah, there's a lot of examples like that.
Yeah.
I think we got one more question for him today, right?
We do. Nothing much, Barlow. We're just talking about TV to movie adaptations. I had it and I lost it. I'm the worst at
I think
this.
the last question was
Nope.
like, what TV show do you think deserves a movie?
That's exactly what it is.
with a gif of Wednesday from the Addams Family.
Yo,
Which
she's
is the best gif.
dancing like crazy.
Yeah.
That wasn't in the movie.
Or, yeah, from TV show. Sorry. But, I'm gonna answer it with a simple hashtag. 6 seasons in a movie. Community. Come on. How could they not? They have 6 seasons. They need that movie, and they've set it up perfectly. It's just, the gang, minus Pierce, going to rescue Troy and, LeVar Burton on a ship. Come on. You can't tell me you wouldn't want to watch that movie. I mean, it would be also amazing to see that cast one more time.
So, when I was trying to figure out the donation things for the stream, I have, and I still have it in the chat, that I'll read a page for $1, but the music cue was Troy Cry singing the Reading Rainbow theme from when he went, and I was like, oh, this is great. It might be a much after a while. 6 seasons in the movie in the chat. People agree. Yeah.
You can't disappoint a picture!
It show's so good. But we're a little biased. We like Dan Harmon here on Odd Shape Channel.
I mean, between that and Rick and Morty, I think the guy is just like...
Well...
He's just killing it.
He's number 1 slot, him and Rob Schraub, for me and Eric's Down Pilot podcast with Heat Vision and Jack, which stars Jack Black and Owen Wilson voicing a motorcycle. I still love it. I've watched it again since we've done the podcast.
Oh my god.
But, alright, well, that's all 4 questions, Billy. Do you have anything you would like to plug, good sir? And we're working out the kinks to try to get your podcast out, too. It's just premieres being the worst.
I get it. It's been frustrating. But, yeah, you can find me here on the Odd Shaped channel. I have a show called Movies with Super Friends that is currently being edited right now. And, it's a fun one with my good friend Tom Zampino. You can also find me on Twitter at BBusterBill and on Instagram at Billy Batson's Lightning. I just like to talk to people because, you know, I like humans. So, yeah, just hit me up there and you can catch me around whenever possible here. Every other Monday. Not really much to it.
Awesome. Well, thank you, buddy, for stopping by, and I hope you have a better evening and a better day. I know that stuff is hard, but you got this.
I'm already having a better evening. Thank you very much.
All right, buddy.
And Candace says you can only have the Community movie if Troy comes back.
That was in his plan. That was in his pitch.
Well, of course.
That's what I'm telling. Candace is agreeing with him. Jeez.
I'm agreeing with Candace.
Jeez. All right. Well, have a great night, Billy. Thank you.
Night, guys.
Bye.
See you soon. Bye.
All right. Up next is Joe and Ashley. Joe. We're just gonna do this thing again. So you can't see people's emails, 'cause we protect privacy until the day that I'm gonna mess that up. It's inevitable. It's inevitable. Joe, I'm assuming I'm sending it to you, your email.
Be prepared to change your email.
Be prepared to change your email.
Just kidding. We will try our best.
We've got like 3 trolls. Back.
We are.
NordVPN. Well, speaking of Geek to My Nerd, if you are not familiar with their content, they talk movies, they talk books, they play video games. Be sure to check out their channel. They are a sweet couple.
Yeah, well, you know, that's just like your opinion, man.
No, they are a sweet couple, and we love them very much. They're also patron producers. I wrote that in there to remind myself. Thank you, I am Friend Dog. I am Friend Dog. And let's see, what else is going on? Well, this is Mavis. If you haven't met Mavis, be cute. Don't hurt me. Say hi. She hates cameras.
She really does. She's a good kitty, though.
Oh, yeah. I get to hold her like a baby. And Vinny is not a good kitty.
She's a bad kitty.
But she's a kitten.
He has not received an invite yet. Did you try pasting that into the chat?
I will try to paste that link into thy chat, me lady.
Thank you.
I forget that Cal knows how commands work.
If you haven't met Mavis, you said.
If you haven't met Mavis, that's what I said.
Oh.
Cal, one at a time, man. Jesus. There's nobody's comments left. It's only I am Friend Dog. I'm fake yelling at Cal. I hope the link is still there for Joe and Ashley to click. Did you get that link, Joe and Ashley?
No, you're fine, Cal. He's just being Tom. Yeah, so we're just waiting for Joe and Ashley to get in. Sometimes the technical difficulties happen during the show. Live YouTube. Hey, Maeve. So Tom's just gonna distract you with the cat.
I hold her like a baby, then I rock her like this. And sometimes she likes it, and sometimes she gets pissed. That's Mavis. She likes...
Took a second.
That's not Mavis.
I just do like 3 hoops. So.
Awesome. Well, we're glad to see you guys.
I like the hair getting shaggy, Joe.
Thank you much.
Yeah, he's been mistaken for the dude at least once.
I had a shirt with my 8-bit Lebowski shirt on, and the dude at a Mon Pizza was like, "Oh, you had a shirt made about yourself?" And I was like, "No, it's Lebowski."
You're
Nice.
famous.
You're wearing your own shirt?
Yeah, the guy thought it was the coolest thing. It's like, that's a character from a movie.
I mean, technically you do have a shirt with yourself on it. I seen it.
I've worn it.
It's true.
You want to get into these questions?
I'm gonna let you take care of it.
Okay.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna go check on the kitten calendar.
All right, so our first question tonight is, which TV to movie adaptation is your favorite?
I really enjoyed a little
like so many crazy shenanigans where like we gotta save April from like the magical stapler or some kind of ridiculousness.
Oh wow. Yeah, I know you love your Ninja Turtles too.
And then like the 80s turtles are super immature, and the 2003 turtles are, they're like the most mature because it's based like they're like the primary turtles in the movie, and then the comic book turtles are super gritty and monologuing all the time because of the way comic books work. And it's like, why is he talking to himself? Like, what's wrong with him? So they kind of like make little comments about like each iteration as well, and the animation styles are true to form, and I think they tried to match the voices pretty well.
Yeah.
From the 80s turtles. I don't think we could get, like, for legalistic reasons, get the original voice actors back then, but they got close enough to the sounds of their voices, so that was pretty cool.
Nice. So I'm getting some complaints that your guys' audio is really quiet in the chat, so I don't know how to fix that. I'm just gonna have to wait for Tom to get here, but I will have Tom look into that when
Very fair.
We'll just talk louder.
they are having trouble hearing the callers.
Weird. Okay, I can fix it.
1 second.
Yeah.
What's this? It's gonna be weird for a second, but it'll correct.
Ba-da-ba-da, I'm fixing a thing. Did you know that I'm fixing a thing?
You sang about it, of course I did, Tom.
Oh no, I ruined the thing. Alright.
No.
I don't know
That's tricks.
I don't know if I can affect your volume.
Well, I mean, we can just talk louder.
We are used to speaking in front of other people,
Is that better? Let us know. We'll try to change different things. Let us know if the echo comes back.
Hello.
Alright, in the meantime, while they let us know what's going on, Joe, did you have an answer for that question?
I do.
We were like, man, it's really hard to think of one. But then, like, after thinking about it for a few seconds,
like 87
it was really easy. Mine is Trigun Badlands Rumble, which is a movie. I mean, every anime TV series that lasts long enough has a movie at some point. And the Trigun one is just really good, and it's kind of just crammed in the middle of the series somewhere, and has most of the characters in it, and it's a lot of fun. It's got a ridiculous one-off villain that Vash has a moment of respect with, and it's set in like I think it's another sand steamer situation, and in general, it was a really good movie.
Are we still on question 1?
Yes.
I just remembered my answer.
What was your answer?
It's Mask of the Phantasm from Batman.
Good choice. Oh no. 1 second. That's me.
Oh, you know what?
There we go. Battery went low, so camera auto shut off.
I should have a pair of headphones in here that I should be able to make this stop ruining things. Headphones? You think it's alright?
Is everyone still getting? There are people still getting the echo from us.
Because I'm literally switching the thing in and out each time. Anyway.
I think it's better when this is up and that's down.
Okay. So, question number 2. Question number 2 is, what character from an adaptation would have been better in the series?
Now they can't hear us.
Wow, that's weird. Technical difficulties. Do.
Because you turned the mic down too low. Sorry, guys. Bear with us here.
It's cool. New setup, growing pains.
The thing is, we'll figure it out this time, and then it shouldn't be a problem from here on out. Okay, audio is perfect on both ends now.
Really? You can hear us perfectly?
Woo!
You can't hear us perfectly. I'm not seeing anything.
I can hear you. I can hear you perfectly.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
It says perfect sound, so let's just leave it.
Okay, cool. Noted for next time.
screenshot this.
Okay.
So number 2, character from a TV series or a movie adaptation of a series that would have been better in the series. And I'm going to kind of piggyback off yours and say the Phantasm would have been great as a recurring character in the series.
Yeah, I almost said that too, but I didn't want to double up on the same question.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could have been cool. I was just thinking, like, I haven't seen like all the Star Treks, but like if they had brought like Khan like into like some of the different or like into the original series, like that could have been like a cool thing that could have happened, you know, for all the Star Trek people, because I know there's like all sorts of different adaptations.
Yeah.
Another one that they kind of did in Power Rangers, like they brought in the movie, the good movie, not the bad one. They had Ivan Ooze was the main villain, and then they had like some other like the ancillary characters that they brought back into the series. But I thought Ivan Ooze could have been like a fun like little mini arc like they would do with some villains sometimes. I just don't know, like, you know, obviously they had like the movie budget to do his costume, so like I don't know like what that would have looked like on a shoestring budget like the Power Rangers had. But like he was such like a fun villain, it would have been interesting to see what they would have done with him
Eric's saying he might have been
in
in
the
the
series.
original series, but I don't remember him in there at all.
Yeah, I
He
don't
was a
either.
whole new deal. Plus, he's like young Franken. He's the monster from Young Frankenstein. I don't think they had the budget to have him on the show.
Yeah, and that's probably why he was so entertaining, is he was a comedy actor drug in to do that role.
Also, Ray Romano's dad.
Yeah, very true.
Not like in real life.
No, the
in the series.
yeah.
All right, question. We got both of you, right?
Yeah.
Question
Mhm.
number 3 is, which movie serves as the best finale for a series?
I had difficulty figuring this one out because I believe Serenity is a very good answer for this. But I'm gonna go with Full Metal Alchemist: The Conqueror of Shambhala, which is the movie that ended the original Full Metal Alchemist series. Though Brotherhood came along and was better than the original Full Metal Alchemist. But Conqueror of Shambhala was a really cool movie with some amazing fight scenes and just this weird, whacked out concept that worked on so many levels. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, because we had never thought of the idea of a parallel dimension at all during the anime, and then to have it introduced in the movie, we're like, oh, okay, there's more.
It was, I mean, it was introduced in the very end of the series. It's just we didn't even fully realize that this parallel world that they fell into was,
Yeah.
ours.
Yeah, I don't even think I made the realization that it was a different. I was just like, okay, there's someplace else. You know what I mean? I didn't even think it might have been a different dimension, but I don't know. I kind of tuned
Yeah.
out halfway in the original Full Metal Alchemist series.
They're like suddenly Dante, and I'm like, I don't care. And the part of what made it really interesting is it used like, and especially at this point, it's an often used trope. But the fact that like in World War II, the Nazis were super into the occult. Like Hitler was a huge fan of the occult, and that's what the movie like circled around. He had like this department of the occult research, and they discovered the alternate reality because like the freaking world serpent was stuck in our world or something, and they used it to bridge the gap to the world from Full Metal Alchemist and just basically let the ether flow through so they could start using alchemy as part of their war machine. And it was an insane premise that was like, oh, that's a really interesting way to link the two worlds. Because whenever they did that, I'm like, oh wow, yeah, the world of Full Metal Alchemist is basically like pre-World War II Germany.
Not only that, but the way, well, yeah, you get that hint with like the Fuhrer and stuff like that, but the way that Al finds Ed in the movie, because he can transfer bits of his soul into suits of armor now, or into objects now. That's like the ability he gains. I thought that was really clever.
Yeah, like he's got little puppets basically. But it was just a really cool movie that was way better than the series was. But yeah, that's mine.
Yeah, I was gonna go with, I can't remember the exact title of it, and I don't remember if there was more than one, but like I believe the series Daria ended with like a movie where like they were going off to college, or it was like the summer between high school and college, and so you kind of got to see like how like when you leave high school, like the fracturing of friendships that can happen, because of course like Daria and Jane had a lot of issues in the series with like they had both had like the same boyfriend, and like he left Jane to be with Daria, and so and we got to see like Jane go off to like the art school and explore like some different parts of her personality, and just kind of like a nice little capstone to one of the really good MTV animated series. I really love Daria. I wish the DVD had all the original music, but it doesn't because, you know, rights issues. But I want to say it's called Is It Fall Yet, but it could also be Is It College Yet. I don't remember the title, but I remember the movie.
What?
I can't hear them.
Oh. Dang. Man, we're having issues all over the place.
Sorry.
Yeah, they're louder for me.
Okay, you got it?
It's because it's left-right.
Okay. But you can hear them now?
Can you guys talk for a second? Yeah.
Hello.
Let us know if you can hear me and Tom now. We're still trying to adjust to this, but once we figure out exactly how it works, then everything should be right.
Billy! Thank you so much. We appreciate it. What does it say?
He says, what can I say except you're welcome. Nice. Thank you so much, man.
We're 13.5% towards our venue goal.
Yes.
That's better
okay, they can hear us now. We're good. We just need headphones. That's all it is. So Candace is asking questions about the Daria thing. She says, why wasn't Jane with that cute art school girl?
Because 90s? I don't know.
Oh, I mean, that was like the early 2000s.
Yeah.
So I guess like they were like, we can like dabble our toe in this water, but we don't want to go like, you know, like our like, you know, face first or something.
But fully agree though.
Yeah, I totally agree with her as well, because that would have been nice for them to keep that going. They were afraid back then.
There's no need to be afraid, guys. It's perfectly natural.
The water's fine.
And we had... there was one more, or was that the last one?
There was one...
Question.
I'm surprised you didn't bring up Transformers, to be honest with you, Joe.
Well, Transformers didn't end the series.
Ooh.
But there was still...
I mean, they killed all
the movie was still an adaptation based off the series. It could have been your number one pick, but I assumed, and I assumed wrong. I apologize.
It could have, but the death of Optimus Prime still weighs heavy up on my mind.
Fair.
Which time?
Now, the original time, the time it mattered.
We have the Steelbook over here.
We do have the Steelbook. Now, if the question was which TV series movie adaptation had the best soundtrack, I would have been like Transformers. Don't you dare to be stupid on me here.
Also, everybody, if you could hashtag Billy in the chat for that $10 donation, I would appreciate it. Thank you again, Billy. That was awesome. And I guess on to the last question, right?
The last question being... Bum, 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 bum. What TV series today deserves a spot on the big screen?
I have a adjacent to your answer, Tom. Because I believe your answer was
Gargoyles.
Mine is Tailspin. I would flip and love a good like high adventure Tailspin movie.
That'd be interesting. Would Bill Murray voice Baloo in this version?
I don't care.
They could get the guy that does Garfield. He sounds like Bill Murray, and he played Bill Murray in the Ghostbusters adaptation.
Yeah, that is funny how they played each other in other roles.
Yeah, I can't remember that actor's name, but yeah.
But as long as it's some sort of like, you know, Shere Khan is there as the great villain. Because I mean, for those that haven't seen Tailspin, it is a like pulpy 1930s to 50s style like high adventure show using the characters from the Jungle Book plus some new ones. Like Shere Khan is this massive corporate business owner who like controls this entire town. Baloo is a transport ship captain. King Louie owns a bar, and it's lots of little like cameos from characters. I think Bagheera is a cop. They don't use him very often.
Yeah, he's
though.
not in it a whole lot. And then
Where's
all the new
Mowgli?
characters. He's in the man village. I don't know. No one
He's dead.
He built the air.
Candace said in the chat.
He built the airplane.
Shere Khan owns a mega corporation now. He can make people disappear.
That was a weird kind of jump into like regular animals into like the like they were, I guess they're already like I can't say the word, but exactly they were like already like that, but now to have clothes and to be doing human things,
flying, an airplane.
Well, and then some of the characters they definitely made a jump because like Shere Khan was just full on tiger previously, and now he's wearing a business suit, standing on his hind legs and opposable thumbs, and
they got the red fire, and then they learned all the secrets and took over the world.
And then they also copied the Batman animated series building style.
Jason says only if Jason Segel's Launchpad McQuack.
Dude,
and we could have our Darkwing Duck spinoff.
That would be so cool.
And then Howard the Duck.
Oh.
See, a Darkwing Duck / DuckTales spinoff using the current DuckTales cast.
Candace was trying to say that the guy who did the original, the Garfield voice, passed away.
Oh no!
So he's not available for this project.
Well.
We tried.
That makes it sad. Just like when you pitched David Bowie, it's like I wish he could have been in the Twin Peaks reboot because that would have been so awesome.
He is still my ideal casting for if the MCU was in the 80s, have him be Doctor Strange.
Yeah, I'm into it. You know my ultimate boyfriend is Doctor Strange, so it's hard for me to see anyone else. But, that was Joe's answer. Ashley, did you do yours?
I have not. I really want to see, like, a feature-length Toast London movie.
She looked so happy that she knew she was gonna go there.
Yes, Toast of London is the best, and I love Matt Berry. I love the fact that he plays like all these horrible characters, but in real life he's such a nice guy. And then just to see like the shenanigans, of course we're gonna have to have Clem Fandango there, and then Danny Boy or Danny Bear, harassing him in the studio. His horrible agent. His nemesis, Ray Purchase, and then Mrs. Purchase, who is his lover often, and just, all the crazy directors that have been on the series. It would just be like a fun, I don't know what the plot would be, but it would be fun, and there would be a lot of songs.
Yeah, Sam's with it in the chat. He's making Clem Fandango references, so...
I can hear you, Sam.
Take your finger off that button one more time. I swear to God, Clem Fandango.
Yes, but
my favorite one is when they he has to read he's doing the audiobook of the Bible, and they slip,
like LSD or something.
Yeah, they slip him something, and he just annotates all this insane stuff around the studio, and it doesn't make any sense, but it's hilarious. And of course, bonus ball when he goes to try out to be in James Bond, and he brings a real gun to the audition. It's like, what is wrong with you, Steven? Don't do that. And
Jason also said in the chat that he thinks Jeremy Irons could have been a good 80s Doctor Strange.
Oh yeah, I can see it. Totally.
Well, that was all of our questions from today. Do you want to tell everybody what you guys been working on?
Well, all of October, bleeding into November, we've been covering all the Rocky movies as part of our Rocktober celebration. We have Creed this upcoming Sunday, and then next Sunday is Creed, or the following Sunday is Creed 2, because it'll be out in theaters by then, I think. We just did Rocky Balboa this past Sunday, and we have another book club coming up on December 2nd over To Kill a Mockingbird. So excited to do all this stuff.
Yeah, that'll be good too. I know that's one of Ashley's favorites, so I'm sure that you guys are excited. Is that going to feel like teaching class though, Ashley?
Oh no, I love it. I cannot wait. I'm so excited.
We actually talk about that book and the associated movie in casual conversation around the house.
We just bring it up randomly, and we're reading it right now in class, and so we've been doing a little bit of reading each day, and I do different voices for all the characters. So I enjoy it so much. I'm hoping that the kids are liking it too. So I'll do some of my impressions in the video. You can hear my Scout and Dill and Gem impressions.
Nice. Sorry, Jason's distracting me with his cool commentary.
Androgynous Dazzler, yeah.
He says that 80s Bowie would have been killer casting as an androgynous Dazzler from the X-Men.
I'm down with that.
Just David Bowie and everything. David's Bowie. Candace will know.
David Bowie, all four spots.
Yeah, well,
So,
you know, that's just like
the rest of your callers.
your opinion,
I need to
man.
plug up my phone. Thank you
Of
for
course.
having us.
And
We just threw the link in the chat for you guys. Be sure to check out Joe and Ashley's content.
And we are going to start Little Big Planet soon, and definitely when you guys come through to town, I know that you were talking about, we can do like a 4-player run if you want.
I mean, I have Little Big Planet 3.
We
if
just
that's what
got
we're
it,
talking
yeah.
about, so maybe we could just like play online together.
Yeah, we could do
We
that.
can do that too.
And then link up over Discord or something.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we can just use the
Oh
chat
yeah,
in-
we could do that because
in
that's how I'm
Little Big
broadcasting anyway. Awesome, cool,
Cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we're
We're
gonna
play
be
Wednesday.
we're gonna play Wednesday. Are you guys around or are you busy?
Unsure. I'm gonna be like, especially this week, and basically from now until Christmas, it's gonna be
Okay.
because of
Well, we
school.
could always play when we're not streaming.
Yeah, you guys can hop into whenever with that game, so
Yeah.
just whenever it's convenient for you, we'll be doing Let's Plays of Little Big Planet for a while.
Candace is
Sounds
excited.
Sweet!
Candace-
Alright guys, Joe needs to plug in his phone.
All right, bye guys.
I mean, we're gonna.
Bye guys.
Bye, guys.
So Candace is
You gonna
what?
be-
No, I was gonna let you go.
Oh.
Candace is excited. Kimber's also doing an Animal Crossing Let's Play on Sundays.
Yeah, and Candace and I should be on this week with
Are
our
we-
Sabrina.
Is that I have to make this stuff up? Are we doing that?
We can
Thursday?
ask her for a time for Thursday, but we were talking about Thursday.
Let us know.
So we're gonna probably do a binge recap for the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, and it'll either be half the show or all the show. Just depends on how much time.
Okay, so let's have
Who wants to go next?
Delisha offered herself as tribute,
Did she? We haven't seen her in a while.
and then I guess we'll try to get Candace and Jason in here. I haven't seen any fast pass people raise their hands. So what was that?
I do not know what that was.
Was that me? Was that you?
Yeah, my sound's off. That had to have been you. Right?
What's going on in this
It doesn't
world?
matter. Mavis, you gotta go. There's headphones, sweetheart.
What's? Oh no! Oh no! Okay.
Oh, okay.
We just got an email notification about Billy's donation like 10 hours ago. So,
Yes, if you guys have Little Big Planet 3 on the PlayStation 4, you can play with us.
and if you have a microphone, you can stream with us. Alright, so Delisha, this link's for you, buddy. Thank you so much, everybody who's hanging out. We really appreciate you. Mavis, I
This is
swear
next
to
level
God.
jerk tonight. That voice you just did.
And why is friend Dog it's a Game Grunts reference where they were playing this crappy Chuck E. Cheese game and they were laughing about how he looked like a robot. Hi, Delisha.
Hey!
How you doing?
I'm okay.
I just got to adjust the camera a little bit because it captures everyone just a little bit differently. Yeah. There we go. How are you? How have you been? We haven't seen you in a while.
I know. I
Oh,
apologize.
no reason.
I've been alright. It's been a month.
Yeah, for real. Jason just asked us a question real quick. We'll show him. He asked what t-shirts we are rocking, and we are rocking 2 of the t-shirts from the Stan Lee box. A friend of mine actually had a chance to work with Stan Lee on a subscription service that lasted a little while, and
we got to
he
do
sent
some,
us those, so it's
some
pretty cool.
reviews for them, so that was cool.
They're really
Thank you.
dope shirts.
But back to Delisha.
Now I can't wear
she's
one
the star
tomorrow,
of the show.
though.
So I only have answers for 2 of the questions that I could think of because you know me and my memory do not get along.
Yeah, well, we can ask you whichever ones you want. We're just glad to see you.
I'm glad to see you guys too. I love your eye makeup.
Thank you.
Always. But I want to say about tonight.
Well, which questions?
Tom, you're
Thank
handsome as
you.
always.
This guy.
I guess I didn't do my makeup well enough, but that's fine.
Which ones did you have answers for?
The first and the last.
Okay, so what is your favorite all-time TV to movie adaptation?
Well, as a 90s kid, it's gotta be the Rugrats movie. I just loved it. I don't. There was someone had shared the I guess call it theme song. I don't know the one with like Maya and I forget the R&B group for the Rugrats movie, where they do like the opening entrance song too. And it just made I've been thinking about Rugrats on and off ever since then. And it was a really good movie. It was a great kids show that well they probably still show reruns from time to time, but I really feel like they should re-release it on regular television for kids to rediscover because it's great and it has great messages inside as well. As I'm pretty sure all kids shows probably do nowadays, but I remember those fondly. And you can't miss those orange VHS tapes.
Yeah, no, that's what I was saying before. Like when you like went over to a friend's house and you saw there were some orange like VHS tapes on it, you're like, all right, we're gonna have a good night.
Yeah. That and the Disney collections, you know you were in good hands.
I also almost picked Space Jam for one of the answers tonight because it is like the Looney Tunes show made into a movie. So,
yeah,
but I didn't. Another Bill Murray.
Yeah.
Shout out there. Question number 4: what TV show deserves to be on the big screen?
I thought a lot about a couple of different shows. Probably some that weren't practical. Like I don't know why my first, as usual when it comes to TV shows, my mind first went to Law and Order SVU. I don't know. I just love Olivia Benson or
Look, New
Scott,
York.
I could say. I just want to see
New York
her all
City's
the
not going to
time.
have any joggers left if that show keeps going.
Well, I just feel like they could have. It would have been a good commentary on maybe some of issues going on in the world on like the broader big screen versus the TV. Um, but ultimately, my answer was Fringe. Um, Sci-fi seems to be having like a rejuvenation period, or they're trying to. And I thought, I don't remember how the show ended because I think I missed the last season because I don't know if it got canceled or they just wrapped it up nicely. But if they didn't, someone tell me in the chat. They could do it in like movie form or just an overall arc of like the Fringe series, and maybe it might even revitalize some interest to reboot it, so to speak. And I just thought it was really good sci-fi and medical terms because I'm, I'm a bio nerd, so I'm like, yeah, give me all the unexplained scientific explanations we can handle. But I kind of think that that would be a pretty good sci-fi adaptation of a TV show onto a movie screen. Um, well, I will say they're kind of maybe kind of rebooted in a show called Manifest, which is about I guess it's a plane that went missing, and it's some sort of like medical science you ish going on. But it reminds me of Fringe that started with a plane crash that started the whole ball rolling of a these alternate universes or worlds or timelines going on that ultimately affect what's going on, I guess, in our timeline. I don't know. It doesn't have to be like a time traveling esque movie because I think we also do have enough
Yeah.
of those. But I don't
Yeah, I
know.
loved Fringe. It's also one of the only shows that I know is confirmed to be connected to Twin Peaks because they showed Dr. Jacoby's glasses when Walter has them, and it's those red and blue glasses. It's awesome. And it's also connected. That show is also connected to The Strain on FX. So
Okay.
like, there's even like young Bishop, the son. I forgot his name. He's like there for a second, and it takes place from the first plane that comes down in the first episode, and then it's a whole other direction.
That's actually
Yeah.
pretty cool. Now, I need to see if I could try to find that.
Yeah, I haven't watched it, but from what I understand, everything I said was true.
You could have made that all up, and I would have known. I'm like, oh yeah, that sounds.
Someone would have corrected me. All right, Delisha. Well, those are the 2 questions you wanted to answer. Where can people find you? And I know you've been recently hosting some content.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Delisha Renee, and currently became the host of After Talk, which is a sister series to our me and Cal's WWE pay-per-view recap aftermath, where we just do a more long-form discussion. We try to tie in the topic to the big pay-per-view that's going to be going on of the weekend, so to speak, but we make it a more long form because, as you know, even with the show, we get into some side combos that lead from the main topic. So we figured we just put it on a different show to interact with each other in a more long form discussion and interact with the fans more too. Besides just going over what happened in WWE recently.
Cool.
All right. Well, and I will post, and that's on the Kingslayer Network, and I'll post a link to that in the chat. Burn them all. And thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate you guys always being there for me.
Of course.
Every week.
We love ya. And we'll see you soon.
I love you guys too. Alright, see you in the chat.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. And I think the last caller for tonight, we haven't had any of the volunteers, would be Candace and Jason. So I'll send you an... almost did it.
He almost did it to Candace.
That Fozzie Bear's me. It doesn't even pull up their email address. It just says their still. It's the principal of the thing.
They don't need to know her middle name.
It's a nice middle name. Clarence.
Clarence. Oh, Sam said he can call too.
Oh, nice.
So we'll have Sam after Candace. Send to Jason, she says.
Oh, no.
I don't know if we have Jason's.
Oh, no.
We can put a link in the chat.
It gets me every time. Why doesn't let me sign in there? There is the link. Click on the link. There is the link.
He's talking about how Candace is going to have an echo because she always does.
Right, I'm going to get...
It didn't give us your email when we popped it up, though. It just had your name, like, already saved.
Yeah, if it was a new caller and I had to type up the email, it would be a whole other story. But if it's people we have plugged in,
Tom's making coffee. Can you guys click that link? Does it work for you?
maybe it's not working because Jason's not in makeup.
Jason's not in makeup. He was such a beautiful, beautiful Frankenfurter. I'm sorry, Candace.
It's not working?
If you message me on anywhere, I can see it on my phone if you send it to me that way.
And we can erase it right away.
Just want to thank everybody who gave some donations tonight to TJ and Billy. We appreciate you guys.
Is there somebody else too?
Tonight? No, I think it was those two.
Just TJ and Billy? I thought so.
He's blushing so hard about us saying that he was so pretty.
Oh, he is pretty. I think I'm just thinking about the new subscribers. Baja. There's somebody else too. We shouted them out when it happened, so.
Yeah, for sure. And thanks for putting up with all of our technical difficulties today. I think we've got it figured out, so that shouldn't be a problem from here on out. Still waiting to hear from Candace.
And then we'll talk to Sam.
Yeah, it'll be
from
Candace and
Australia.
Jason, and then Sam will be calling us. He's clicked it, it's just taking a second. beans.
It's a little bit. I gotta figure out the new routine because.
Yeah.
How does it look though? Let us know in the chat. Is this better than Hangouts? Do you prefer seeing the Google logo in the corner, or is this better?
Oh, I think they're coming in. Hey, what's up? Let's see. Tom, do you need to adjust this, or is that good with the... I guess that's good.
Yeah, that's fine.
And then this... Okay, cool. Where's Candace? Is she hiding?
She's got conditioner.
Hi.
I hear her.
She is there.
I have conditioner in my hair, so
No one cares. We all love you. Our guy's camera has been flipped the whole show. Does it bother you that it was flipped? No, the chat. They're saying our camera was flipped. And that they can't hear you. I'm going to turn you up a little and hopefully they'll be able to hear you.
Is that better?
They're going to let us know. There's a little bit of a delay in the chat. I hear you guys that it's low, but I'm so not helpful in situations like this when Tom isn't here. So I'm gonna hope that that's better.
Should I put
I don't
headphones
know.
on?
I don't know what he's gonna have to fix it when he gets back. Still low? Is it still very low? I mean, I have him turned all the way up from here. Let me see if I can... No, I can't do anything. Now I've just pulled up a thing on here. They're saying he's really low.
Okay. I can fix this.
I turned him up there.
Yeah. I can't fix this.
Yeah, you guys.
Kimber, your hair and makeup is gorgeous.
Is what?
Like, I said your hair and makeup.
Thanks,
is gorgeous.
buddy. Not as good as yours last time.
You're welcome.
They're saying they're just having a hard time hearing you, so if you guys could try to talk loud.
Can you hear me? Is this good?
He's like, can you hear me?
Can you? No, not ASMR. We need... Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know another way to make him louder, dude.
No, I don't.
Without an echo.
Would it, again, would it help if I had,
You could try.
If you have the earbuds with the microphone in, maybe. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
I'll send you a pair.
Okay, they're saying they can hear you a little better.
cup your hand on the side. Science. How about now?
I mean, I hear science.
Good. So I had him make a little cup on the side of the phone so that it would aim the sound waves directly into the speaker area.
That's not...
Trying to MacGyver stuff over here, making sure shit works.
I don't know. Are there science teachers out there that can confirm?
Well, actually...
Davison's.
Alright, so I guess let's just get started with these questions. What do you think is the best TV to movie adaptation of all time?
For me, that's gonna be Wayne's World.
Yes.
Wayne's World, like, I grew up on SNL. My mom is a huge SNL fan, and she passed that love on down to me. Even when it's bad, I can still find a little bit of good. I can still find that silver lining. And for me, Wayne's World is never not funny. And the fact that Wayne's World 2 is only slightly less funny, but also somehow slightly cooler than the original, only kind of doubles down on that for me. It's gotta be.
Yeah, I almost picked that too. I still have, I don't know why, but McDonald's was doing like a VHS-like meal back in the day, and I have my Wayne's World VHS that has the McDonald's logo in the back. They also had Ghost. So, you know, it was like that era. But Wayne's World had so many new characters that you're like I almost used that for number 2 because I love the Donut Shop owner played by Al Bundy. Like, he could have been his own SNL dude.
True. Agreed. What about you?
I kind of failed on this one because I didn't go TV to movie. I kind of went book to movie, more comic book to movie.
I just kind of went with Blade. Like I constantly think about.
That is not the correct question.
Well, then no, yeah.
Blade had a cameo in Spider-Man the Animated Series.
That's what I meant. Spider-Man the Animated Series. Specifically the time of Blade.
When they were fighting Morbius. Yeah, I remember.
That's it.
Tom's got your back on this.
But they didn't have the rights for Morbius for the movie, so they had to use the other guy.
That's correct.
Great pick, Jason.
From what I remember. Thanks.
Question number 2.
Nonsense, she says. She's like hogwash.
Wait, this is the character one, right? What character would have been better,
Like, if you could take a character from the movie adaptation and put them into the TV version, who would you go with?
So, it's funny, Tom, that you said you were going to choose Space Jam for one of these questions. Because, for me, like, I love the Blue Monstar. He's, like, my number one guy. I don't know why. I don't know what's so special about him, but I kind of had a little crush on him as a kid. He's really stupid.
Yeah, he is.
I'm into that. Yeah, so I would probably pick the Blue Monstar. Like, I think it would be cool to watch him go on adventures with, like, Marvin the Martian and stuff. Like, the conversations they would have would probably be hilarious.
Yo, how awesome is it
So that's what I'm going to say.
that Marvin the Martian is the referee because he's a Looney Tune and he's an alien?
True. No biases.
They tried to bring Lola Bunny into the TV show, but they never, because she was so, like, provocative and sassy in the movie, they could never nail that for a kid
That's
show.
right. It's because she's too sexy. That's why she's not in Looney Tunes.
Well, they put her in there, but she's just
she
kind
does
of...
appear as a baby in the TV show.
What was that?
She does appear as a baby in the TV show. The baby bunny.
There's also, I mean, I think somebody from the chat can agree with me that there's a recent quote-unquote Looney Tunes that has her, and she's like a working lady. She's all like, men are not my priority. Don't call me babe.
When you said a working lady, I thought you
No,
meant
not woman of the night.
a sex worker.
Baby Looney Tunes is weird. Baby Muppets is weirder. Or Muppet Babies.
No way, Muppet Babies is
I
awesome.
didn't say it wasn't bad.
I
I
down
just said weird.
I always think of Donald Glover's bit about Muppet Babies.
With the legs,
time.
right?
It's like, it's about a lady who has a frog and a pig and an alien named Gonzo who likes to fuck chickens.
That's where Skeeter came from, though. Skeeter didn't exist before Muppet Babies, right? Or was it the other one, the sister? Something.
I think it's the sister, because I think Skeeter was
in the movies.
Yeah, was
It was
in the
the
movie.
sister.
Yeah.
I was testing you guys. You passed.
Thanks.
I gotta say though, like,
Look at me.
Muppet Babies holds a special place in my heart because that was the first concert I ever went to. My parents took me to go see Muppet Babies live in 1989, and it was amazing.
Nice.
Who played the drums?
Yeah.
That's a dumb question.
Who played the drums?
That's a dumb question.
Animal, of course.
Tom asked the question. I didn't ask it.
Silly.
It was a good question, though, Tom.
I wasn't sure if you'd be able to
Such-
see over the little drum set.
Such support and
Ovaries
beautiful friendship.
before ovaries.
I'm shipping this Tom and Jason having each other's backs.
Shipping. We've been romancing for the past 5 years. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. I didn't come.
I thought you were leaning in for a kiss there for a second. Hey, Spanish, welcome.
Oh well, only not when Kimber's on camera. If Kimber was off camera, I'd be like, "Hey, Tom."
I tell Kimber everything.
It's true. So did you guys both answer that one? Did you answer that one, Jason?
What was the question? I'm sorry, I may have answered all of these wrong, so these might be some off-the-cuff answers.
He's confused because he was staring at Tom's
It
dreamy
happens.
eyes.
You should see me walk by a mirror. It doesn't stop. No.
Really?
I was kidding.
I'd literally imagine if I was Tom, right? I wake up in the morning, I'm getting ready, and then I start looking in the mirror, and next thing you know, it's nighttime because I've just been.
And just Michael Jackson in my head. I'm looking at the man in the mirror. He's fine as hell.
I'm sorry, what was the question?
So if you could take the a character from the movie version and move them to the TV series, who would you go with?
It has to be a TV series.
Yeah, back
though, right?
to the TV series that was like its predecessor.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Ray from the real Ghostbusters. Dan Aykroyd, and listen, there's gonna be a lot of people out there who disagree, but Dan Aykroyd is literally my least favorite Ghostbuster. And I would replace him with just about anybody. Literally the voice from the real Ghostbusters.
Dan
I know
Aykroyd wrote the
not
Ghostbusters.
I understand. Look,
He
it's
got a
really great.
blowjob from a
He was
ghost.
a wonderful writer. Listen, I know.
Dolly Parton wrote "I Will Always Love You," but Whitney Houston made it
So
better.
you're saying that who made it better though? Everyone else?
Dolly Parton is a queen, though. No disrespect to Dolly Parton.
No,
Yeah,
of course she's a queen.
I
I'm
feel
just
like
saying.
the guy who voiced Ray on the real Ghostbusters is also quite the queen.
Dear guy who played Ray in Ghostbusters.
He's probably dead.
Slaying it, queen.
Yeah.
All right. Did Candace answer this one?
The Monstar.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Question
Monstar.
number 3. What movie adaptation serves as the best finale for the series?
The one that I picked, I don't really know. I don't think this is a finale of a series. I might not have an answer for this. I mean, I guess there's one that's coming up, but the series also did have a finale. I don't know if that counts. So I'll just give you both of those. So I love Return of the Joker.
Yes.
Batman Beyond. Yeah. I don't think that's the finale, though.
No, but I think it adds enough.
But it's great.
It's
great.
The Joker's
And then,
finale.
like, a show that has a finale, but also a season finale kind of thing movie that's coming out is Downton Abbey. I love that show with all my heart. It's like the fanciest thing I think that anyone could do with their lives is watch that show. It's like phenomenally beautiful, and like I don't know, it's like really emotional. It's got a little bit of everything. The actors are amazing. Like it's just amazing. And they ended after 6 seasons, which was like murder because you're watching this family and you're growing with them and you're seeing like them kind of grow with the times, and you're watching how like their lives kind of start to like commingle with like the people who used to work for them, and it's like this really really amazing like 6-season portrait of a British family at like around like a little after the turn of the century. So like from 12 when like the Titanic sinks, whenever that was. I think it was 1912. Like all the way up through, I think the final season is like 1930. So like you see like women start to want to vote. You see the working class and the Labour Party kind of taking over in England, and like you see Irish people emigrating to London, and like you see all of these different like pieces of politics that aren't about America, which is interesting and really like just phenomenal. But then you also get this like very loving and kind of unusual for the times family that like sticks together no matter what. So like season 6 is like super emotional. A lot of things kind of come together and a lot of questions are answered, and like you know the finale I hear is beautiful. Like I'm actually about to come up on it probably in the next couple weeks. Like it's absolutely stunning of a series, but like they're now going to have a movie that's going to be set in the future. So like I don't know if it's going to be like 1940 or 1950 when everybody's like much more mature than they are in the series finale, but like it's so interesting to think about how time is going to affect this family, especially in a story that's going to be like a future.
So you're like preemptively picking something that hasn't been released yet?
Yes, I am, because it's made and it's coming out. I believe it'll be out this Christmas. So it does exist. It's not like a dream movie. It's a movie that like actually exists.
What about you, Jason?
The question one more time. Sorry.
What is what movie that came out for a TV show served as the best finale?
Would a Goofy movie count?
Yeah.
Because like So I'm going to say this, and I want you to understand, I really did think about this. What fantasy star? Not to be rude. But I felt like that movie was just as consistent as the show was. Like, to me, like the whole like the Disney hour or the Disney 2 hours of like cartoons, they were like some of them were hit and miss to me. Like a lot of them were good, some were hit and miss. And I felt like Goof Troop was like hella strong. I don't know if maybe I'm off base here because maybe a Goofy movie came.
It did. I thought you meant as a like a finale to like Goofy's life from the cartoons. Because like he has a kid.
That is what I meant. Thank you. Tom, you expertly again have deciphered my answer. That is precisely what I meant. Yes. Correct.
Y'all are cute.
That's what I do.
I just have to say, this dude has not had 2 answers for any of these questions tonight. Who are you? What have you done with Jason?
You know, it's just because Tom has been able to read me so well tonight, it wouldn't even, you know, a second answer.
I mean, I know his second answers because I just know Jason, but if he's
This
not
is what
willing
I'm
to say
saying.
them, I'm not either. So.
I mean, if you see Tom like smile a little bit or chuckle,
I already know.
because in his mind he was like, good second answer guy. Good one.
You're gonna make...
I have a second answer.
Oh.
So I know that I picked something that isn't yet out, so I'll pick something that like doesn't exist. Because this is the question, right? Am I understanding properly?
You're supposed to like we picked Serenity, for instance.
Oh wait, no. The next question is what I'm answering right now.
Do you want to answer the next question?
Okay. The next question is what show deserves to be a movie?
I didn't mean to.
No, you're
skip
fine.
that.
Do you have 2 answers for it though?
I
Okay.
do. So I agree with Eric when he was like, "Oh, I really want to say Steven Universe, but they're making that, right?" So agree, because like wow, and I'm super excited because I don't think it's going to be the end of the series, but it's going to give us a giant chunk of information we've been like dying for. That whole show is like a really long con that like leads to this culmination that came out this past year, like this, and it's masterful. Like to have a children's show like get this deep, it's like. It almost hurts your feelings or something. It's fucking
like
great.
I wasn't good enough for this when I was a kid.
Dude, like that's exactly what it feels like. It's resentful, really. It's resentful. So I think something that like I would love to see made is my silly answer is Kindred the Embraced. I don't know if you guys remember that show.
No.
I don't know what that is.
So, in the 90s, there was a Vampire the Masquerade game television show called Kindred the Embraced.
How did I miss this?
And it had, like, a bunch of, like, future stars. So, like, if you watch Runaways, the lady who plays Gert and the other little girl with the pink hat, I can't remember her name.
Molly?
The woman who plays their mom, she's, like, young and sexy in it. And, like, the guy who plays... he's in Buffy. He plays Rack in Buffy. And he's like a New Girl. He's like he's like a bit character actor. He's also in it. So there's all these like character actors that you come to see like a lot in the future in this show, and it's all about the different clans like of Vampire the Masquerade, but like it's a soap opera.
Yeah, that sounds up Tom's alley. I'm surprised he didn't know that.
It's one of my favorite
like, it's
settings.
Good, but it's bad.
Oh, good.
I think you can probably watch like episodes of it on YouTube for free, but like it's missing some of the dialogue for like 2 minutes at a time, so it's like barely worth watching. But I think they have like box sets and stuff out there of it now. Like that show is so like low down popular. There was one night I was at an IHOP at like 1 in the morning with my mom and Jason. Like after seeing like a horror movie or something, we're all like hunkered around a table, talking about like stuff that we loved. And I like just happened to bring this show up. My mom was like, "I remember that show. You used to watch that show all the time. It was so great. We used to tape it." And like this huge biker with like a ridiculous like ZZ Top beard, like sitting at a table right next to us, is like glaring over at us. And my mom is like, "Why is this man looking at us? And why is he looking like that? Like this is terrible. What are we gonna do?" So he like gets up from his table and like walks over to our table and proceeds to like regale us with how much he loved that show and how he signed an online petition to get it back on the air. Like he was like the cuddliest man in the world about this fucking Dungeons and Dragons White Wolf fucking Vampire the Masquerade show. It was wonderful. It was great.
Nice.
Yeah.
And that was both of them, or?
That was
both of Candace's.
Come to Austin, we'll play White Wolf.
That was both of yours?
Oh, that's right. I told you I had another one. So my other one is short-lived HBO television show Carnival. Like, I feel like that show, I don't know, I feel like it's really beautiful, but like I have a lot of like weird issues with the storyline, and it's kind of inconsistent, but it's like somehow still worth watching for me. And I think it's like just, I don't know, it's just gorgeous. And I would love like a 2-hour or 2.5-hour like visit inside of that world, you know, because I think that that's kind of like a landscape that we haven't really gotten to like explore as fully. And they've made really interesting characters and like a really bizarre storyline.
Cool. Yeah, I'm not familiar with that show, but I believe you.
Oh, it's on HBO. If you have HBO Go or HBO Now or Amazon Prime, they have all of the episodes.
Word?
It's a show set in like the Dust Bowl in the 1920s, and it's about a traveling circus and like a young man who's like trying to like find his way, who's like confused and kind of like lost and alone, and like a secret like evil or like a power that like lives within this like traveling sideshow, and then also like this preacher and his sister that are trying to get like bring people to salvation, but it's like snake oil salesman type stuff, like where he's like doing, you know, tent revivals and all that stuff. He has like a traveling church, and like they kind of follow like opposite paths, and then like the stories kind of intertwine. It's very, very weird and very good, but like recognize you're going in for some like weird upside down shit. It's not
fair.
It's Ian McShane? No, that's dead.
That's dead.
Yeah.
Sorry again.
No, it's Nick Stahl. Nick Stahl is the star. And Stokely from The Faculty. What's that girl's name? She's so cute.
Yeah, she's so cute.
Do you guys know what I'm talking about? That girl that like is from, what's her name?
I don't know.
Whatever. Go viewers.
All right.
I'll remember.
Candace is looking for that girl.
Did you have an answer for this question?
I actually have to.
Here he is. He's back.
Very cool.
And I have ones for all the other ones I missed.
Thank you, Tom.
Her name is Clea Duvall.
I still don't know who that is.
That's right. That's.
Or the Duvals.
All right. First answer. Yeah, I hope I answered this right. Gargoyles.
That's what I said.
The
That's
cartoon.
what Tom said.
Oh yeah.
That's what I said.
Get out. Oh, awesome. Okay.
So he wasn't home when you said that, and I heard you say it, and I was like, man, I bet Jason's gonna pick gargoyles.
So good.
Okay, so gargoyles. That's my first one. For Tom, you know the why.
You know
so,
why.
My second one is gonna be, and just because, Saved by the Bell. And we'll just leave it at that.
Saved by the Bell?
Really? That face. Why wouldn't you want to see a Saved by the Bell film?
Because Zach Morris is a monster.
I don't want to see another show.
Zach
Wait, what's
Morris
that now?
is a monster.
Exactly. So I'd like to see a Saved by the Bell like now,
but like a
no,
thriller where like it shows it like what did he become, and what does he think happens during like his little timeouts, because they're not real. He's just broken.
Yeah.
It's like time out.
Yeah,
Stab,
right.
stab, stab, stab. I don't know what happened, officer.
It's split, but Saved
Yeah,
by the
but,
Bell.
like-
Mr. Belding actually died in the first year, so like every Mr. Belding you see there,
Clone.
just like an incarnation.
Oh yeah. Oh, he doesn't exist. That's why he's on the cruise ship later.
All of its friends.
That's why he's
What's
on the
that?
cruise ship later.
Oh man.
Yeah, but like...
Are you writing this down?
This is also a universe that gives us Jessie as a stripper, though.
God.
But it
That's gotta
also
happen,
gave us Screech, who ended up doing porn.
I'm sorry.
This sounds like a quality film.
She would. She would.
All I'm thinking about is the.
Of everybody in that cast, other than Zach Morris, then I don't even
I'm thinking about the Diet Pills episode, where like she's freaking out at the end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Funky Buddha has a beer that's named after that. It's called "I'm So Excited,
my
I'm So
God.
Scared," and it has a picture
I'm
of
so
her.
excited, and I just can't
Like,
hide it. I'm
dragon.
so scared. That's the scene. Oh no! Oh, we didn't lose them. I thought we lost them.
There we go. Alright, well, that's all the questions, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Well, we'll miss you guys.
I heard we're gonna see Candace pretty soon.
Yes, this Thursday.
This Thursday. What time?
How about at 9
That
o'clock?
sounds perfect.
So that's 8 for us. Yeah.
8 o'clock here.
Yeah.
I'll make the thumbnail after this.
You want to tell them what we're going to be talking about?
We are going to be talking about the chilling adventures of Sabrina, also known as the new Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Yes, and that should be very fun. So if you guys want to hear a recap of that show, definitely come back on Thursday, and we will be discussing that. And I'm really looking forward to it. I watched that show because Candace thinks that girl looks like me. So.
I watched that show because it's good.
And it ended up being really good. So now we're excited to do a recap. Should be fun.
Woo! So excited.
Are you so scared?
Ha!
A little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
It's spooky.
That was a good one. That's quality.
That was a meme.
That is a meme.
Meme occurred.
Uh-oh.
Alright, well, you guys are breaking up, so we want to make sure we can say goodbye to you.
Ashley. Kimber told me about it.
About what? You guys broke up for a second?
The Sabrina
Yes,
Christmas
there's going to
special.
be a Christmas special too, so we'll probably do a recap for that as well after it comes out.
A Christmas special. A very Sabrina Christmas.
It will be special.
Hooray!
But we love you guys, and we will see you soon, and I'm glad that you stopped by, even though I didn't get to see my beloved Candace's face.
I'm not even sure if she's really there. I think she might be on speakerphone.
No, she's there.
We love you too!
And,
No, this is off.
Oh, wow! You're good.
That's how Tom knew all of your answers.
Yeah.
You see Momo's butt.
Whoa! That
All
could
right,
be anyone's
guys.
hand.
We'll see you soon.
Bye.
See
Love
you.
you!
On Thursday.
Bye!
Bye.
I think you guys gotta hang up.
They gotta.
There we go.
And we're back. Sam, you still around? We always love seeing those guys. They're the best. Come to
that's my
Austin.
bestie. Move to Austin. Hashtag move to Austin.
We still got 9 viewers in the chat. Thank you so much. We're about to wrap up. If nobody else wants to call in after Sam, we'd like to thank you guys so much for coming by.
For sure. And we got to see if Sam's still around.
We also have coming up this Monday, Sam should be there. Next Monday, I'm sorry. Today's Monday. We're doing the American Horror Story recap, binge recap. It's the last one. And that should be fun. Maybe we can even take a few callers for that one to talk about the season as a whole.
For sure.
And I'm just talking about Sam.
Just Sam, the only caller on our American Horror Story recap show. Spaghetti near me.
I can't wait to eat spaghetti. Kimber made spaghetti. I'm going to eat it all.
No, you won't.
No, you won't. Links never work when I click them. Okay. Let me put up the thing real quick. Da 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 da. Trying to figure out the link thing. Alright. Inviting you now, Sam. Whoa, there he is.
Hello.
What's going on, buddy?
It's hot. I'm not liking it. It's almost summer. It's terrible.
It's like the
Winter did not last long enough.
opposite problem.
I'll gladly swap you.
No, thank you.
You sure?
I am the shore. Trying to figure out what's going on with this window. How's it going, buddy?
Yeah, not too bad.
It's good. It's good. It's good.
Just a lazy Tuesday.
Well, I got some questions for you.
Shoot.
You forgot what it was like to hear the caller well? Oh, jeez. Everyone's trying, Eric. Jeez. Question number 1 is, what is your favorite TV to movie adaptation?
Well, technically it's not a direct adaptation from the TV series, but I'm going to have to go with one of my top 3 favorite movies of all time, which is Monty Python's Life of Brian.
Yeah, for sure. That's a great one.
So
I thought you were going to pick Rin Tin Tin.
Monty Python's Tintin.
Or you know what I meant.
Oh, I much prefer the original TV series to the mocap. Was it Spielberg that did?
I don't blame you.
Yeah.
That was a joke.
But no, definitely Life of Brian. I think I've discussed multiple times why I love that.
Why
movie.
that one over the other Monty Pythons?
See, I used to have a Monty Python forum that I owned back in the day. And I went over this so many times, and to this day I can't really remember why though. It's probably because it was the first one I saw. Well, no, that's technically not true. I saw Holy Grail before I saw Life of Brian. There's just something about Life of Brian that I've always preferred it over Holy Grail.
No worries. No worries. Okay. Question number 2 is, what character from a movie based on a television series would have been better in the original series?
So my answer for this is Anthony Head's character from the In-Betweeners movie, where he plays Will's dad. We hear a lot about Will's dad in the In-Betweeners series, but we never see him. And then they got Anthony Head to do a cameo in the first In-Betweeners movie. So he would have been great in the series, because you can never have too much Anthony Head.
Good pick. Alright, question number 3 is... Ooh, oh my god, what was it? It'll come to me. What? SOS. SOS, Kimber. SOS. Sorry. I'm getting tired. Do you remember?
What?
Oh, you didn't hear my SOS? I thought you were...
No.
I thought you were coming to save me.
No, what's up?
I forgot the third question. Here we go. What movie serves as the best finale for a series? Or, like, the biggest milestone for... it's hard to say, because a lot of them aren't direct adaptations.
So you're going to have to bear with me on this, because over the last 2 hours, my answer to this question has changed like 15 times. So I'm gonna work through my process. So one of my earlier choices was, see, I didn't think it really counted as a movie because it's only really a short film, although it sort of counts as a movie and came out with a DVD, which was Blackadder's Back and Forth, which is a really good summing up of the series. But then when I think back to how Series 4 ended, and which is sort of relevant to, because it would have been yesterday for you guys, it was 2 days ago here, being a 100-year anniversary of Remembrance Day at the end of World War One, and the way that Series 4 ended was with just a field of poppies after they jump over the top and charge the machine guns. So I thought, even though it was a good short film, it doesn't really top the emotion behind the ending of Season 4, so I can't go with that. Then I was going to go with Beavis and Butthead Do America.
That one too.
But then I remembered in 2010 they decided to do another series and came out with a new series, so I'm like, well, that cancels out that end. Then I thought about DuckTales, the Tales of the Lost Lamp, Treasure of the Lost Lamp, but then found out it was put in between series. That, and they've just brought out a new one of that as well. I was tempted to go with the Entourage movie, although not many people like the Entourage movie.
You didn't go anywhere after that,
I was a fan of Entourage. No. So it was one of those ones where it could actually qualify because it didn't go anywhere afterwards. Same with the In-Betweeners. I liked the In-Betweeners, the first movie, but the second movie was terrible. So then I thought about Addams Family Values, but then remembered Addams Family Reunion was a thing, and that movie came after and was terrible. So what I've settled on, and I've had to go to dictionary definitions to make this answer legitimate. I've gone with Monty Python Live mostly, which was a DVD released of the final ever performance of Monty Python on stage.
Okay.
So technically, if we look up the definition of movie, which was the question. Hang on, my definition.
We're gonna allow it. You don't have to.
Is a cinema film. So technically, it was released in cinemas. So, in my mind, it counts.
It does.
We'll allow it.
And so, Monty Python Live mostly was their final ever stage show. They did 10 in the series. I was actually at the 10th, so I was there live for the last ever show in London. Yeah, and that was the best way that I could think that you could wrap up the whole Monty Python thing. Actually having all 6 members there, albeit one of them in an urn on the stage. Because, of course, Graham Chapman sadly passed away.
At least they included him, though.
Yeah, so he was included. So that was the one I ended up with for that question, was the DVD of Monty Python Live mostly.
All right, and question number 4, last question, is what TV show deserves to be on the big screen?
So my answer for this has always been, since it ended abruptly back when it ended, is Deadwood. I always thought there should have been a 4th season. They are now doing a movie, but I have a feeling that it's like...
Too late.
I think they've left it too late. Like, I don't know how well it's going to translate with all the... Even though I think they're going to get back original cast and things, just in the process of aging and thing. Although, when I thought about this question, I also thought about a pitch that I gave for a TV Fights answer, which was a crossover. Which was, I'd love to see them cross over Deadwood with Westworld and have Deadwood as a city in Westworld. Because they're both HBO, so you could do an interesting tie-in, I reckon, with, like, you have your characters wandering through Westworld and all of a sudden they just wander into Deadwood. That'd be pretty cool.
Interesting.
So that's my answer for
really
that.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for sticking around and hanging out with us, Sam. We appreciate us. We appreciate us. We appreciate you. Where can people find you if they want to tell you that you're wrong?
I'm at Sis Mary Elephant or Sister Mary Elephant or one of those.
Sis.
One of those. You can find me.
All right. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with us, Sam. We really appreciate it.
No worries.
Have a good night.
See you guys.
And if there's no more other callers, I think that's a show. I'm gonna eat some spaghetti.
Yeah, I'm hungry too.
But we'd like to thank everybody for joining us. Some new subs, some new donations. We really appreciate it. We're trying to work this thing out. Let us know in the comments or something whether or not you like the new thing. What's missing? Do we need like...
I think the audio working properly is what's missing.
Well, I mean, the headphones is a big upgrade since that. But we'll figure it out. But we'd like to thank you all so much. And... we hope you all have a great night. I'll be on tomorrow, Final Fantasy. I think I might put up a poll. It's not that I'm getting bored with Final Fantasy. It's just I'm kind of getting a little bored with Final Fantasy. So maybe I'll keep playing it. Maybe I just need to be You know what it was? Last time we tried to stream, our audio wasn't working, and so it kind of made me sad. So I think I fell out of it. But we'll pick it back up tomorrow. And you can check out our up to 320. Awesome. Thank you so much. You can check out our website at oddshapechannel.com to see what our schedule is. It is actually updated, and our friends list is up to date, and there's a lot of cool things you can find on there. So check that out. And I think we'll end it here. You have some?
Yeah, Wednesday we'll be streaming
Little Big
Planet together. Thursday you can come watch the binge recap for Chilling Adventures of Sabrina with me and Candace.
Friday I'll be playing Pokemon Red Randomized, and Saturday I'll be playing Spider-Man, and then Sunday we're playing Animal Crossing, and then Monday we're
doing our American Horror Story recap show for there. So
Tuesday
it doesn't stop.
I'm playing Final Fantasy.
Okay, no, we don't have to keep going. We'll tell them later. But thank you guys, and we'll see you soon.
Have a great night.